Anne and I met when Anne was working as an external verifier and I was teaching on the Preparing to Teach course. Anne was writing the Preparing to Teach book at the time and asked me to get involved in some proofreading, which I was really pleased to do. It really helped me and my learners with the course that I was teaching. Following on from that, Anne started to write the certificate book and asked if I would like to be involved in writing some of the content. So it was a new experience for me and it was really rewarding. Anne helped a lot by taking the lead on the book, and we worked really well together. I really enjoyed the experience.
I valued Susan's opinion. She's from an adult and community education background, whereas I'm from an FE background, and I felt a different perspective would help with the book, so that I wasn't just looking at it all from one context. We found we worked really well. I knew Susan from when she was operating a centre, and she was really committed towards supporting learners and giving a quality service. And fortunately, when we started working together, we found we had a similar writing style, which really helped with the books.
We've worked together on 2 certificate books and the Equality and Diversity book. Those books are in print at the moment. We have worked on numerous other books and I've supported Anne in the books that she's written on her own too. We live in different places, so we used a variety of communication methods when we worked together on the books. I think it's really important right from the beginning to establish how we're going to do that, how we were going to do that. And we did that via email and phone calls and visits too. We did get together in each other's homes and we did that. I think, you know, it's really important that you keep in touch, that the communication is regular, and that you have regular contact with each other. And important in the in-between times that you trust that you're doing the work and that you're actually working towards the deadlines that we've agreed.
I felt communication was really the key to us working together, that we could respond to things, we could accept each other's feedback. I really valued your opinion. Writing on my own as an author, it's very different to working with somebody else. I was very fortunate in finding Susan in that we found we had a very similar writing style and our work seemed to flow. We kept to deadlines, we were very committed and very honest with each other. The content mainly had to be structured around the qualification requirements for the certificate in education and training, so we were bound by that from the start. But we wanted to put lots of other things in the book that would help the reader, that would help the learners taking the qualification. For example, study skills and how to act when being observed, and other aspects such as the optional units of the qualification.
Yeah, we decided on the specific content around our areas of special interest. Anne has a particular liking for assessment and I have a really keen interest in resources and how we use resources, you know, how to find the best resources to help the learners when they were preparing for their own lessons. I'm most definitely most pleased with the real life examples that we were able to bring forward from our experiences in the classroom into the book and share them with the learners that are reading the book.
And I like the bullet lists and the tables that I've designed because from feedback from my own learners, they like visual aspects and so they can look at something very quickly and pick up from it.
The books are real and they take a real life approach to what it's like working in the sector, and I think that's really important. You know, at the time when Anne started writing the Preparing to Teach, there wasn't a lot available that took a common sense approach and that was accessible for new teachers in the sector. It's a big ask for new teachers and new teacher trainees in the sector, so they're an excellent support for people in a very real way.
We felt we needed to pitch the book at the level of new teachers and trainers. A lot of the books on the market were too high a level for an absolute beginner, and we wanted to write it in plain English so that it was user-friendly, without too much jargon, so that people could just understand what they were reading and then put it into practice. I think because I've previously written on my own, to write with somebody else was a bit difficult to start with. I didn't know if our writing style would be the same. Fortunately it was, but it did take some work to get there.
It did.
And I think consistency was the key really, so that we were both writing different aspects, but when the reader reads the chapters, they need to feel like it's written by one person.
I think that one of the things I found particularly difficult was about, and one of the things that Anne was good at, was about making the message clear. That when you write, whatever the content is that you're writing, you've got to make sure that that can be clearly understood by the person who's reading it. And the other thing for me was about making sure that, you know, where you've used examples or where you're referencing or using sources of reference, that you do reference that material, and that you do that consistently. Because, you know, if you get to the end of quite a long piece of writing and you haven't done that, then, you know, it can take a bit of backtracking and making just to make sure that it's consistent. Yeah. I think working with somebody else, you are both equally engrossed in the book. It's an intense experience. It's been a huge experience for me, and I feel really fortunate because not everybody gets a chance to do it. Something completely different, so it's been a real success for me, and I've learned some new skills.
And I enjoyed working with you.
Yeah.
But the best aspect for me is when I get out and about and meet the people who have bought my books, and they come up to me and they say, oh, your book was really good, it was easy to read, I really enjoyed using it towards achieving my qualification, and now I've got a teaching position and I'm going to progress further and buy some more of your books, which is wonderful when I hear that. The book really covers all the aspects of the certificate in education and training, although I would always recommend people look at other books as well, and we have signposted to those within ours. It's written in a logical way. We feel it's really easy for people to understand and then put theory into practice, and it's got lots of useful information in it that would help anyone taking the qualification.
I think it gives new teachers a tool that will help them do their job. And it's something that they will not just use during the period of time that they're doing the qualification, but, you know, as a new teacher, once they're in a teaching position, it is an excellent resource for them to go back to if they come across some situations in their working environment that they need some help and support with.